Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2023 Genesis G80 Electric. So instead of a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder, you've got dual electric motors, which gives you all-wheel drive, and you get electrification equal to about 365 horsepower. One of the things you may note right away is this vehicle looks a little bit different than the G80. The headlights are the same, but the grille is different, and that's also where they hide the electric charge port. The safety cameras are located behind this smoke glass in the grille, and the charge port is right here, and you've got your fast charging available to you. The G80 rides on Michelin Primacy tires. These are alloy wheels. They're 19-inch to 245, 45, 19. One of the reasons that Genesis has been so successful is its 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary maintenance and service valet, plus the 10-year, 100,000-mile power warranty, and that includes the electrical vehicle system. When you come around to the back of the G80, it doesn't look any different. It even says just G80. The taillights and everything is the same. One thing you'll note that's missing, no tailpipes. When it comes to seating, one thing I noticed right away when I got in the vehicle was it's a higher seating position, and this is as low as the seat goes. So I'm 5'8". If you're a little taller than me, you might find it a little odd feeling. So make sure that you sit in the driver's seat, not just by the car sight unseen. Some people do that. Passenger seat is also adjustable. There is massaging seat as well, heated and ventilated, as well as a heated steering wheel. So that's not different, just that the seating position doesn't go as low as it does in a regular G80. When it comes to visibility, you have a good visibility out the front. You have low enough sills you can see around, and that around view camera is excellent. And if you're not good at parking, which a lot of people aren't, you've got that smart parking assist, that remote parking that will help get you into those tight parking spots that a lot of people just aren't good at doing. But you get good at it once you get a vehicle of this size. Let's take a look at the second row. Here in the second row, there is plenty of room, much like any G80. Nice center console that has a pass-through to the back. These seats do not fold down. However, you can put the sunshade up in back, pretty simple to do, and you've got cup holders in the front. There are no heated seats in the rear of this vehicle, and behind the center console are 2 vents and your climate control. It is a 3-zone climate control system. There's also storage in the doors and behind the seats, and Lexicon audio system for your passengers in the rear. In addition, there are screens for a little bit of privacy, and those are manual. Let's take a look at the trunk. This is one of the negatives of the G80 Electric. You're losing about 2 cubic feet of storage because there is a hump in back, which is where the battery is stored. So you're looking at 10.8 cubic feet of storage. So it'd be difficult to put 2 large pieces of luggage in the back like you would in any G80. This is something that needs to be noted, especially if you're considering this vehicle as your only vehicle. One thing to note is they do include the charging cord. Not every vehicle is doing that, and that's important because these things can get expensive. Advanced safety is standard on the G80 Electric. That includes automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning with lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control with lane centering feature, blind spot camera, rear cross traffic alert, highway drive assist, smart cruise control, and the collision avoidance, and so much more. There are different drive modes in the G80 Electric, and I have it currently in sport mode, which is my favorite, but it also uses up the battery much quicker. There's also an eco and a comfort mode. Now again, if you've got fast charging available to you, then that makes a lot of sense. But as far as the vehicle itself, immediately you can feel that heavy sense of what these electric cars have. It's a heavy driving experience. You almost feel like the vehicle is weighted down, and it is. It's the batteries, it's the electric motors, but it just gives it a slightly different feel than that of the G80. Turning radius, super tight, very nice, and then immediate acceleration. So it gives you a very confident, comfortable ride. We'll change that drive mode back to eco just to save on a little bit of battery. And you'll notice right away that it doesn't really change dramatically other than on the acceleration side. And that same thing is true when you go to comfort mode. It changes all the gauges, which if you've seen my G80 regular gasoline powered review, you'll definitely understand that this vehicle is I'm really a big fan of it. I think it's excellent and it offers a lot. Unfortunately, the electric does have some limitations such as the trunk, and we'll talk about that in the end. Turn signals, my favorite part of the Genesis Hyundai lineup is you get that blind spot camera, both left and right side. You can see what's going on. On to acceleration, this is in comfort mode. It just takes right off. I do like how this vehicle accelerates. Again, it has a weird feeling. You can feel the torque from the electric motors, but you don't get that horsepower feel. That it's a different kind of throw it into your seat. And again, if you're just driving around every day, it probably doesn't make a difference, so you're not going to see the difference. You're certainly not going to put it on a racetrack. This is going to be a vehicle you're going to drive every day, maybe sometimes have a little bit of spirit, but the fact is this vehicle does everything that it promises to do, and that is really what's super important. As far as brakes, there's no one behind me. Nice, confident, firm brakes. Remember, these are regenerative brakes. You can adjust that regen on the paddles. You want more regen, left paddle, you want lefts on the right. So you can make it almost a one pedal, it's an I pedal or a one pedal drive, on the gas, off the gas. So it does have one pedal drive, and it gives you a slightly different feeling. Again, when you're off of it, you get that regen on the battery, a couple extra miles, not a ton. It's not the same as charging. Again, that nice tight turning radius. I'm really liking that part of this vehicle. Very easy to park. Again, it does have the smart park, which they call it the Genesis remote parking system. It's the same thing as the Hyundai Smart Park, which I do like. I've always thought it was pretty cool, especially when you get those super tight parking areas. But having all the safety gives you a very confident feel. I love the head-up display, which I think is really important. And when you're looking at this vehicle as far as technology and features, this is the same as a G80. You are getting that gigantic screen in the center that when you turn that big dial, same as all the other Genesis vehicles, you get your map, your navigation system. Everything is very easy to use, very intuitive. And again, you get satellite radio, you've got the Lexicon audio system, HD radio, your phone, your connected services, even your owner's manual, just like all the rest of the Genesis vehicles, is right here. So if you own a Genesis gasoline-powered vehicle and you're thinking about an electric, you will not feel the difference inside as far as its driving experience. You'll get an excellent driving experience. I do like the 3D gauges, which is available in the G80. I take my foot off the brake. It has the auto hold, so it will stop the vehicle on the gas, off the gas. Auto hold is a really popular feature. I love all the details and the knurling, all that. Again, regular G80. All that's different is the propulsion and a few other small things as far as how to fuel it or charge it, and the trunk size. But other than that, you're not going to see a difference. It has all of the luxuries that you are going to want when you're looking at a sedan of this size. Under the hood is not an engine, but a 136 kilowatt front and 136 kilowatt rear electric motor, giving you a total of 365 horsepower. The battery is 87.2 kilowatt hour battery. That gives you 280 miles of range per charge. Genesis claims charging 10 to 80% in 22 minutes with a DC fast charger, 7 hours when plugged into a level 2 outlet, 0 to 60 time, 4.1 seconds, fuel economy, 97 mpge. The G80 Electric competes with Mercedes, Audi, BMW, Tesla Model S, and the Porsche Taycan. The 2023 Genesis G80 Electric starts at around $79,000. Our test vehicle came in at $81,000 with all the bells and whistles and the goodies that you would want. Now, there's a lot of competitors in this category, and it's important that you test drive all of them. And of course, check with your insurance agent, because that's where you're going to see the real difference between this vehicle and the others. Some more expensive, some less expensive, and of course, getting a charging station and having charging available to you. On the pros and cons, pros has excellent real-world daily driving range, great technology, and a very long warranty, which is really important on a vehicle like this. On the negative side, I'm disappointed when it comes to the trunk size. The interior cabin area is great, tons of room, but there's a lot of limitations. You can't fold those seats down to get extra storage space, and that may be an issue for you. Again, everyone has different needs and different wants, and it's important that you test that out. Now, I did not go through every single little detail that there is out there, and I'm sure you have additional questions. Put that down in the comments down below. If you want to support us, you can buy us a cup of coffee. The link for that is also in the description, as well as our website, podcast, and all our social media. We appreciate your time and your comments, because you always have great comments, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.